What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and coming to the end of my day. I am so ready to go home and do homework because my day's not over yet. There's no relaxing until probably 9 p.m. at best, probably 10 p.m. knowing how homework usually goes. Anywho, hope you guys have had a great weekend. Hope you are doing well. So roll up my windows so you guys can hear me properly and I don't have to yell. Alright, so interesting things happening in the gaming community. Yes, talking about gaming content, y'all. I will eventually get to the whole PlayStation Plus tier program and just a couple other things. Oh yeah, Max Payne, which I'm super excited about. But this pertains to a tweet that I saw where and I don't want to mention names because I'm not trying to like stir any drama, but you know, someone tweeted about how people keep going on and on about they miss like how the lobbies used to be. Like they miss how basically games had lobbies when you played online where people could like, you know, go back and forth. And the comment generally was that, you know, people just don't, you know, I guess they're not tough enough, I should say. Like, they don't know how to endure the way we did when we used to have to play in those lobbies where people would be saying the N-word and, you know, sexist things, racist things, homophobic things, you know, just generally being shit, you know, people for the sake of being a shit person. Like, seriously, back in that time, there was no real reason for people to fucking do that shit. You know what I mean? Sometimes people would say you like crazy things because they're mad because they got their ass bust. But even then, it's not called for that type of behavior. And then, of course, you know, you had people who just fed on any type of negativity, including making fun of people who don't do well in games and things like that. You know, the guy who tweeted, he was like, yo, y'all need to get over that shit because, you know, you're not that age anymore. That was back in the day. This is now. And I'm paraphrasing his tweet. But that was generally his, you know, sentiment was like, yo, you're in your 30s now. What the fuck are you trying to go back and live those quote-unquote glory days for? You know? Get over it. Of course, people were hammering him, saying that he's soft, he's weak, and this is why people aren't able to take things anymore and stuff like that. And I'm like, whoa. What the fuck is wrong with y'all idiots? Like, seriously. Back in the day, when you would get on a game like Call of Duty or whatever, Gears of War, it would probably be Call of Duty for me because never played Gears of War multiplayer. But it's like back in the day when you did that shit, and this person's just like riding my bumper for no reason at all. Go ahead and run the red light because you're in a rush. Thank you. Jesus Christ. God, people can't drive. But, you know, back in the day when that shit used to go down, it was poor management by, you know, online regulators that had that shit fostered, because had they really paid attention, they could have shut that shit down. It was by no means glorious or by no means like something that toughened us up necessarily. Like, it always kills me when people want to qualify shitty behavior as a test of, you know, endurance. Like, you know, it's very much the back in my day, we used to have to walk 5 miles to school argument. It's like, yeah, back in your day you had to do that because you didn't have no choice, or nobody was trying to help you out and fix the problem. Now the problem's fixed. So why the fuck do you want us to, like, feel the pain you felt? Be happy that people no longer have to go through that shit. But no. Motherfuckers act like, you know, it's a badge of honor. And I think most of the people who feel that way are the people who were probably the biggest shitlords in those situations. And to do tweet, yeah, y'all trying to go back and relive your glory days of when you can get on the mic and say whatever the fuck you wanted to people and piss people off, because in real life you would never fucking do that. Like, only in certain spaces. It's the reason why you see shitlord videos on YouTube and podcasts and, you know, any social media or any detached, like, media from, like, interpersonal engagements in an intimate setting, mainly. Because you can say whatever you want the fuck on the microphone or Twitter or whatever and feel like you can't be touched, because most times not a lot of people are going to seek you out for that shit. Like, even now, when you talk shit about somebody, what do? They try to swat you. If you're like a gamer and you talk shit back to some shitlord, it's like everything's hidden behind like a fucking like wall, and people feel like they can do the fuck what they want. But no, you can't do the fuck what you want, even on the internet. Only to a certain degree can you, as we've seen over the past few years, because people don't want to deal with that shit. And again, back in my day, we used to have to listen to people who called us the N-words and, you know, talk shit about women and, you know, use homophobic terms to disparage people and bully people and all that. But today's a new day, and I'm happy for all of you out there who don't have to put up with that shit, because that shit was wrong. Just because it used to be that way and there was some degree of acceptance, time changes, things change, people change, and, you know, you gotta move on from that shit, especially if it's something negative. And that's the, like, wildest thing about society. It's like, y'all want to, you know, be enduring these fucked up types of behavior. Like, what the fuck? Why do you want the bad shit? Like, I've surmised it this way. Either, like I said, you're part of the shitlords who thought that shit was cool because it made you feel better about yourself, because for whatever reason you sucked at life when it came to interpersonal things, you know. Whenever you had to fucking touch grass, you couldn't deal with the ramifications or endure whatever there was, because nobody was going to put up with your shit. Or maybe you're somebody who got a lot of shit and you decided to take your pain and try to, like, pass it on to others, which makes you just as bad as those people who fuck with you, by the way, because you're doing nothing but perpetuating the cycle. Or, you know, you're one of those people who got, like, the abuse for no reason at all, and you feel like if I had to deal with it, everybody has to deal with it, which is just as dumb. Like, no matter how you spend it, it's dumb to want to bring back that shit. No. Like, if you really, really wanted lobbies, like, to communicate and all of that with people, you would follow the rules. You would act accordingly. You wouldn't do those type of things. Like, if they thought that people were capable of behaving, they would have never gotten rid of those open lobbies and things like that. But because motherfuckers don't know how to act, you gotta take that shit away. It's fine. You want to have like a situation where you can shit talk and everything? Fine. Get your friends, which most of you who fucking want that shit probably don't have any. Y'all get together, start a party chat, and y'all like bag on each other back and forth. You know? Do the same thing you want to do to somebody who you don't know and therefore feel safe because you don't know them, they don't know how to find you, and you're on the internet and you can hide, you know, so you can get away with that shit. You know? Find other ways. Just get on Twitter and do it then. Or do like a lot of y'all do now, which is just send fucking random messages. I've had a friend, like, female friend, a couple of female friends, get random messages, like, from people who they beaten in multiplayer, or, like, you know, they got a couple of kills on them and they couldn't get his back, so they would send, like, messages and be like, bitch this and all that, and fuck you, and all types of, like, insane shit. Like, just do like that. That way they can capture your screen and send it to somebody and actually post you on the internet and out you and have people fuck with you and give you the shit that you gave them. Please do that. Please. I encourage you to do that shit. The more suffering that you can endure, the better. Because if you're a shit person, yeah, fuck you. And fuck y'all for wanting to bring that shit back. Grow up. Like, that shit was fucking early 2000s at the late, you know, maybe early 2010s at best. It's over a decade now. Leave it alone. Grow up. Adapt. Become better people. You know, if you don't want to do that, fuck you. You just, you know, just stew in your fucking anguish that you can't get away with your bullshit. Anyway, I'm about to get in this house, do this homework. I've had a crazy day. I almost got ran over by cops because they were in a high-speed chase out of nowhere. So I'm just, like, minding my business. Motherfuckers running red lights, like, as we're all turning onto our street. And then like 15 police cars come out of nowhere and fucking almost wipes me and a couple of other people out trying to get this motherfucker. I don't know what the fuck they did, but if they got, they gonna get fucked up. Maybe literally and not just figuratively, cause oof. I mean, there were cops, like, once we got to the next light, that were coming from other directions just to come join in on that shit. So that motherfucker, he's toast if he's caught. I had to check the news for that. Anyway, as always, you guys, feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you later. This your boy Black Makers, and I'm out, y'all. Deuces.